The session is off the record, and we've made it off the record in the hopes that we can have a frank and open dialogue about the importance of trade, both strategically and economically for this nation, and have a frank exchange. Our mission is really, today, is focused on turning compelling data into a compelling message that will motivate people to move the pending free trade agreements forward. And that data is actually quite compelling. With 95% of the world's population and 75% of the world's spending power outside of the United States, there is every reason to make trade a priority. With 50 million jobs dependent upon trade, there is every reason to make trade a priority and move the three pending free trade agreements. In fact, I don't know if you noticed, on Friday, the fourth quarter GDP numbers were revised upward, and a lot of that, though wasn't well reported, was driven by the fact that our trade and export is going so well and has been growing for the last 9 reporting periods. And so our hope today is that we can have a dialogue about trade, but also specifically the three pending free trade agreements. Those agreements create a great opportunity to do some of the things and continue the trends that we just talked about, both in the sense of creating new economic opportunities and job creation, but being a strategic opportunity for the United States. The Korea Free Trade Agreement is emblematic. According to conservative estimates, the expectation is that once that agreement is signed, it'll create over 70,000 new jobs in the United States, and it will open up a $580 billion service market to all of the great companies sitting here, but all of the companies in this country. And what an opportunity that is. If we needed further motivation, all we have to do is to look at our global competitors. The European Union has already inked an agreement with all three countries. Canada has done the same, or is in the process of doing the same. And when you look at China, since 1997, when the United States had its last major trade agreement with Peru, China has signed over 7 trade agreements. Brazil is on the path to doing the same, and in fact, the United States is getting left behind. And so our hope is, through the conversation today, we'll figure out the motivating factor, if you will, the catalytic agent that we can use to put a fire under moving these three free trade agreements forward as soon as possible. Before I turn it over to Chris Padilla from IBM, who's going to be chairing today and moderating today's panel, I'd like to welcome up my dear friend and fellow track enthusiast, Phil Bond, who's the president of TechAmerica. Thank you.